Okay, what we are going to do is learn how to make a butterfly bow. The butterfly bow can be used in a layer bow, or it can also be used as a standalone bow. It's got these beautiful poofy loops. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 30 inches of ribbon, and this is 7/8 ribbon, 7/8 inch ribbon, 30 inches of it, and we're going to loop it over to make what looks like an awareness bow, an awareness ribbon. Okay, then we're going to come down, we're going to meet the ends together, like so, and then we're just going to slide it until it is in the middle. Way to help with that, finding the middle, is I'm going to take just a small dab of hot glue right here on one of our ends. Just a small dab, we don't need much. And you glue your two ends together. Makes it a little easier to slide that way. So we just glued our two ends together. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to slide it back and forth to find the middle. And you'll know you found the middle when, kind of give it an eyeball if you think you found the middle. What you do is you take your two loops and pull them up, and if they're even, then you have found the middle of your ribbon. Okay, it's not quite even, so we'll slide just a little bit. Check it again. Okay. We want to make sure we find the exact middle so that we'll have a nice even bow. Okay, now you can see that I've got kind of a thin angle here, and that helps to make the loops a lot poofier. If you don't want as poofy loops, then you can slide it, make the angle a little bit wider, and you'll have a little less poofy loops. But for this one, we're going to have a narrow one, so we can have good poofy loops. Now since I've moved it around a little, I need to double check and make sure that my loops are even once again. Okay, there we go. Alright, and what we'll do now is we're going to take one side and we're going to pull it over into the middle. Kind of overlap that center just a hair. And then you want to check to make sure your loops are even again. Always checking our loops. Just stick your fingers in there and kind of pull it up. Not quite even. Let's try that again. Then we'll take our other side, do the same thing, pull it in, overlap just a little bit. Go ahead and check your bows. Well, that's definitely not an even bow. Okay, check my loops, still not quite there. Keep checking until you get them. All right, now we've got those even. You never want to move on until you've checked all your loops to make sure that they are even, because you don't want a bow with uneven loops. So make sure you've checked all of them. Right, now that we've checked all our loops and we make sure they're even, we're going to take us a long clip and clip it right across the exact middle. Even now, once I've clipped, I'm going to go ahead and double check my loops to make sure that they're even. Okay, now I've got them clipped in there. And the clip really just helps us free us up so that our hands are free and we're not having to hold the bow. We're going to take our needle and thread, and we're going to make 3 stitches. Okay, you want to try to stay right in the center of your clip. We're going to make the first stitch down towards the bottom. Second stitch right in the middle. Make sure you can get it through all of that ribbon. You can use a some of that hot glue. That's why you only want a little there at the beginning. Okay, and then our third stitch up towards the top. Once you've made your 3 stitches, you go ahead and take your needle off your thread. You can take your clip off. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull it tight. It's going to help you make some really nice creases in the middle of your bow. And while you're pulling the creases, make sure it's not pulling your loops in a way you don't want them to go. So pull good and tight. Okay, then you take your thread, wrap it around the exact center, once again being sure not to snag one of your loops. Okay, you want to go around about maybe 3 to 4 times. Then while you're still holding it real tight, rethread your needle. Okay. And what you want to do is come to the back of the bow, and you're going to catch some of the string or some of the thread with the needle, still holding nice and tight. Now if you get some of the ribbon, that's okay, but you don't have to get the ribbon. Okay. We're just tying it off. Do that about 2 times and that should be plenty. Oops, I got a little bit of the bow there, but that's okay. Make sure you don't loop any of your loops with the thread. Okay, pull it tight, and then you can cut off your extra thread. All right, now just kind of readjust your loops. Okay, we've got a real nice butterfly bow with some poofy loops here. Now for the center, what you can do is if you've got scrap pieces of ribbon, or for me, I bought some to match. I got the mustaches to match the mustaches on my Valentine's ribbon here. So what you'll do, and this is a 5/8 inch ribbon, so you want to take it and start off by making your awareness bow ribbon, and then take one tail and loop it through. Now as you're pulling it through, you want to twist the tails a little bit so that when they come out flat. There we go. Alright, see they came out nice and flat there. And what we're going to do is we'll take a little bit of hot glue, put it right here at the center of your bow, and we're going to glue the back of the knot, well, the smooth part of the knot, because you want the knotted part forward, gives it a little dimension. So take the back of your knot, glue it down on there. Without crushing your loops, you're going to bring it around, put a little bit of hot glue on the back, bring one of your tails around, making sure not to disrupt your loops in the front. Okay. Hold that down. Then you can trim off a little bit of the excess, but be careful not to cut your bow. Then you always want to heat seal. Okay, we do just a quick pass of the lighter. Okay. Now, if you want to have your bow on a clip, then at this point, you can take your clip, go ahead and put a little bit of glue right there on my clip so that it doesn't slide around on me. Take that. Then take the other tail, a little more hot glue right across here. All right, bring your other tail around from the back. Glue that down. Okay. Once again, you can trim off the edges and make sure you heat seal your ribbon. All right. Get your loops all nice and fluffed up again. And there we go. Beautiful butterfly bow.